Welcome to Listening with Aga. In this episode, you're going to listen to a conversation between two people, Alex and Emma. They will be describing their day, and I will be giving you tips on grammar throughout the episode. I'll be talking specifically about the past simple and the past continuous tenses. Before we start, make sure you subscribe to my channel, give this video a like, and download your free grammar booklet from the video description. Okay, let's get this episode started.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Listening with Aga. I'm Alex.
And I'm Emma. Today we're talking about something very simple but very useful in English conversation. We're describing our days and talking about what we've been up to.
Hi, everyone. Yes, this is a great topic because people often ask questions like, "How was your day?" or "What did you do today?" So today we'll share a few little stories from our day. So Emma, I'll start with a classic question. How was your day?
Honestly, it was quite busy but also a bit funny. My day started in a strange way.
So Emma said, my day started in a strange way. She used the past simple because it's a specific point in the past. It's the start of the day. It's a moment in the past. It is not connected to the present. It's just a short event, the start of the day. So that's why she used the past simple.
Oh no, that already sounds interesting.
Well, I woke up very early this morning because my neighbour's dog was barking.
Now, Emma said, I woke up very early this morning because my neighbor's dog was barking. So here, she used two different tenses, the past simple and the past continuous. So the past continuous is for a longer action that was continuous and it was happening for a period of time in the past. The dog was barking in the background, maybe for 10 minutes or so. And she woke up in the middle of the barking. So the past simple is for an event that happened whilst another action was happening continuously.
That's never a nice alarm clock.
And while I was trying to go back to sleep, the dog suddenly stopped.
Typical.
Then I realised something worse. My own alarm was ringing at the same time.
So you couldn't escape it.
Not at all. So I got up and I made a big cup of tea.
That sounds like a good start at least.
Yes, but here's the funny part. While I was drinking my tea, I noticed I was still wearing my slippers from yesterday evening.
So Emma said, while I was drinking my tea, I noticed I was still wearing my slippers. This is another example of the past continuous and the past simple in one sentence. So the continuous action is drinking tea. So she says, I was drinking my tea. And the one-off event that happened in the middle of that action is I noticed. It's just a short moment. And that's why she used the past simple here. So I noticed I was still wearing my slippers.
Wait, you slept in them?
I must have. I think I had forgotten to take them off.
That's impressive. Comfortable, though.
Very comfortable, actually.
My morning was slightly more normal. I woke up a bit late, which is already a bad start for me.
Uh-oh.
And while I was walking to the kitchen, I stepped on something.
Please tell me it wasn't something horrible.
No, it was just a toy. My nephew left it here yesterday.
That's lucky.
Yes.
And here's another example in a sentence that Alex said, while I was walking to the kitchen, I stepped on something. So the longer continuous action is I was walking, that's the past continuous, and I stepped on something is a short event that happened quickly in the middle of that continuous action.
Then I made some toast and coffee. Very basic breakfast.
Simple but effective.
Exactly. After breakfast, I walked to the bus stop.
Do you usually take the bus to work?
Not always, but today I did because it was raining quite heavily.
British weather.
Of course. While I was waiting for the bus, something strange happened.
Oh, what happened?
A man next to me started talking very loudly on the phone.
That happens all the time.
Yes, but he was telling someone about his cat's birthday party.
His cat's birthday party?
Yes. I thought maybe I had misunderstood, but no. He was planning decorations.
That's amazing. Did the cat get a cake as well?
I didn't hear that part, unfortunately.
I would love to see that.
Me too.
My afternoon was also a bit unusual. I finished work early today.
That's always a good feeling.
Yes, and I decided to go for a walk in the park.
Nice.
While I was walking through the park, I saw a group of people doing yoga.
Outside?
Yes, they looked very calm. Meanwhile, I was trying not to trip over a tree root.
That's a different kind of exercise.
Exactly.
Did you join them?
Oh no. I had never tried outdoor yoga before, and honestly, I was too shy.
Fair enough.
But something nice happened. A little dog ran up to me.
Was it friendly?
Very friendly. It was wagging its tail like crazy.
Emma said it was wagging its tail like crazy. So this is a continuous action. And often when we tell stories and we want to make them interesting and engaging, we might use the past continuous to describe what was happening in the background. So the dog was wagging its tail. The sun was shining. Children were playing. So this is the background of your stories, all the different continuous actions that were happening at the time of the story.
Dogs are the best.
Yes, but the owner looked very embarrassed.
Why?
Because the dog stole my glove.
Seriously?
Yes. It ran away with it.
What did you do?
I called the dog, but of course it ignored me.
Naturally.
Luckily, the owner finally caught it and gave my glove back.
Good ending.
Yes, but for a moment I thought the dog was going to keep it forever.
Maybe it thought it was a toy.
Probably.
My evening was quieter. After work, I watched a football match on TV.
Which team?
Aston Villa.
Ah, very local.
Yes. While I was watching the game, my friend texted me.
Let me guess. He wanted to talk about the game.
Exactly. We were arguing about a referee decision.
Football fans always do that.
It's part of the experience.
Did your team win?
Thankfully, yes.
That always improves the evening.
Definitely.
My evening was much calmer. I was cooking dinner while listening to music.
So Emma said, I was cooking dinner while listening to music. So here we've got two continuous actions happening at the same time. She was cooking dinner and she was listening to music. But to make the sentence shorter, she actually said, while listening to music, which means the same thing as saying I was cooking and I was listening to music. So you can use while and just have the verb with ing afterwards without repeating I was. So I was reading while sitting on the sofa. I was cooking while listening to a podcast.
What did you cook?
Pasta. Very simple.
Pasta is always a good idea.
While the pasta was boiling, I realized something terrible.
What?
I had already eaten pasta for lunch.
And here's a bonus tip. I know we're not talking about the past perfect in this episode, but I just want to show you one example of this tense. I had already eaten pasta for lunch. So this is something that happened before something else in the past. So Emma is describing some events in the past, but then she wants to say what happened before those events, and she can use the past perfect to do that. So I had eaten lunch, just to make it clear that it happened before the other events in the past.
That's a lot of pasta for one day.
Yes, but honestly, I didn't mind.
I respect that.
And while I was eating dinner, I started thinking about how strange my day had been.
The barking dog, the slippers, the yoga dogs.
Exactly. It felt like a comedy show.
To be fair, normal days are sometimes the funniest ones.
That's true.
And this is exactly the kind of conversation people often have in English. We talk about our day, little stories, and funny moments.
Yes, everyday stories are great for practicing English. Now let's look at 3 useful phrases from today's conversation. The first phrase is a good start to the day. We use this phrase when something positive happens in the morning. For example, a hot cup of tea is always a good start to the day. The second phrase is to go for a walk. This means to leave your home and walk outside for exercise or relaxation. For example, I went for a walk in the park after work. The third phrase is a quiet evening. This means a calm, relaxing evening without much activity. For example, I stayed home and had a quiet evening. These phrases are very common in everyday English, so try using them when you talk about your own day.
And now it's time for today's listening question. During Emma's walk in the park, what did the dog steal from her? Listen again if you need to, and check the video description for the answer.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. I hope you found it useful. Don't forget to subscribe, give this video a like, and download your free English grammar booklet from the video description. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!